Stepped on the scene, dripped in saline. Whole crew shining, call me Mr. Clean. Came in from the back, walked right to the front. Dancing to the music, smoking on the. Got the women smiling, punk grilling me, looking all dusty. Black Force energy, I don't even drink, but the team pop bottles. Not here for the beef, but the Glock holds hollows. Think I'm cocky, but I think I'm worse. In this flexing like a Mr. Universe.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is how many pay-per-view buys will Spence versus Crawford generate? Now, Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, they did 1.3, 1.5, depending on who you ask. So they did some good numbers. Now we're talking about a major fight that the public's been clamoring for years. Will their delaying and constantly toying with the fans hurt the numbers? Will it help the numbers? Or will it be what it's going to be anyway? I'm turning it over to Trill Dollar Bill. What do you think this fight is going to generate? How many pay-per-view buys?
I'm being positive. I'm trying to be positive, and I'm trying to grab every last view I can possibly grab from everybody I think will possibly be watching this fight. And I got it. And this is me as a lover of boxing, and I think, oh man. And I'm adding some numbers. 883,000 pay-per-view buys.
What? You don't think it breaks 1 million, bro?
883. Bro, I'm trying.
Wow.
You got me fighting for my life.
Wow. That's still so you don't think it's gonna break 1 million?
Bro, I don't think they got enough casuals involved. I think when the casuals involved, it breaks 1 million. I think when we hear people that normally don't talk about boxing talking about boxing, that's when it breaks 1 million. But I really just think the diehards really want this. There's a few casuals, but the people, like everybody that's gonna watch it or knows about it. You know what I'm saying? That knows about boxing. Not even if you're a diehard fan, but if you know about boxing, like, yeah, you'll watch it. But the people that don't ever watch this, I don't think that we was able to grab them. Because there's people that I know that don't mess with boxing, and they was all over the Ryan and the Tank thing. I asked them about this. They like, who? Who is who? You know what I'm saying? So I really, and that hurts. And that hurts. Because these are the guys that got real belts and fighting, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just don't think we're gonna do 1 million on this one. Sad, but
wow, that's tough. So Trill saying 883,000 pay-per-view buys. G, what's your prediction?
Yeah, to be honest, I agree with Trill. Like, they ain't touching no million, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta be honest, man. Even though they're doing a great job promoting it, casuals don't care, bro. This is literally for the diehards. So, but I think Trill's number was too high. I
told you, G, I was grabbing everything I
I'm really saying, like,
gave him every buy he could give him.
I literally think it's gonna be around 600,000 pay-per-view buys. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, think about it. The last couple of fights at the welterweight division weren't really popping, bro. Like, it's just Floyd ain't there no more, bro. It ain't the same division anymore. So I don't know. Like, nah, man. Like, let's just be real. Like the Sean Porter Spence one flopped. The Spence Garcia flopped. Both Garcias, Mikey and Danny flopped. You know, like, what was it? TC? Which one was TC pay-per-view?
Avenesian.
You know what I'm saying? So come on, like, we need a reference point. We don't have any, right? Really, and like, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't see it, yo. Like, I wanted to do great numbers, but I'm just gonna be honest, man. Nah. You know what I mean? This is literally for the diehards, and that's it. Casuals don't really care like that.
All right, TVE.
I'm gonna say this. I didn't expect Ryan and Tank to go be as high as it was, but when I went to work the next day, a lot of my students was like, "Yo, did you see the fight?" They like before this fight, they were. I never knew they were boxing fans or they like watched boxing or knew anything about boxing. It was like, "Yo," you hear them saying, "I want to be like Tank." Or Ryan's gonna win this, that, and then you see like after the fight, they like so much. They like so much came from like so many people viewed that fight. This fight, and then Haney Loma, a lot of them watched the Haney Loma fight. And I'm like, oh wow, like I didn't think y'all were this big of a boxing fans to watch these fights. But this fight's been brewing for so long. I think the hype behind them died down, but now that they're fighting, there's not that much like hype to promote this fight. And I think this fight is one of the biggest fights of the year. And I think a lot of people should view in and watch it. But I'm gonna say I'm not gonna go as low as G and Trill. I think it's not gonna break Haney, and it's not gonna break Tank and Garcia, but it's gonna be about 1.1, 1.2 million. I think it's gonna get up there, but it's 1.1, 1.2 million. But boxing, I don't know. The boxing promoters always think because so many people view the fights that I think all the viewers are buying the fights. So it's about 1.1, 1.2 million. And that's why I stick around. That's what I'm sticking on. That's right. It's not gonna break the fight, but it's gonna be right there, right below it.
Yo, this is crazy because wow. I see where the argument comes from that it won't break 1 million because it lacks the casual appeal. However, I think every diehard boxing fan wants to see this, and I think the hardest dollar to get is the diehard boxing fan. So I feel like the diehard boxing fan, um, you know, they're gonna find a way to watch the fights, but they may not always buy the fights. And the diehard boxing fan is also not gonna get robbed. They're not gonna allow you to sell them junk. But I think the diehard boxing fans are in on this fight. And I feel like a lot of casuals are going to be in on this fight because they know the diehard boxing fans are in on this fight. So I think that's going to give it a boost. So I hear you, Ned, where you feel like it'll be in the ballpark of Tank Ryan, but it won't exceed. But I guess, the rare person on the panel who thinks it's going to exceed Ryan and Tank. I think they're going to do about 1.6, which would exceed. Go ahead.
I'm on ringtv.com. I'll just read what they said. Crawford has generated a combined 340 buys over 3 pay-per-views. One Earl Spence Jr. pay-per-view typically produces more than that. Spence bouts with Porter and Mikey Garcia yield 725 buys together.
Together, combined, yeah.
Together, bro. This ain't touching no million, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just.
All right, so here you go. How many times did Mikey Garcia fight on pay-per-view before he fought Earl? And Mikey Garcia was one of first, if not Earl's first pay-per-view fight. So now since then, you have Earl Spence, who collected 3 belts, beat 3 solid opponents for those belts. And you have Terrence Crawford, who's been on the pound-for-pound list for the last, 4 years in or around the number 1 spot. So I think that's what people are underestimating. Like, when your name is on the pound-for-pound list, people are looking at your name. So that's one way that you gain popularity. The other way you gain popularity is through big fights. So they said that's the number for Mikey Garcia and Sean Porter. What was the number for your Dennis Ugas?
This article doesn't talk about it.
Spence versus Ugas. Wasn't that close to 500,000?
I'll tell you in a second. It says, Ringside 24 says 240,000
for Ugas.
Yeah, for the Ugas fight. Yeah, same thing with
I
boxing.
mean, you're right in the sense that, but until Tank fought Ryan, Tank's numbers were around 250,000. So I think your dance partner matters a lot,
Yeah, but
and
yeah, but
I
Ryan,
do feel like
Ryan had that star appeal, you know. So and TC, we know that he doesn't really promote himself like that. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
tough.
but he's been on the pound for pound list. All right, well, we're gonna find out how much star appeal matters because I've been quoted as saying, and I will say it again, I think that the winner of this fight makes themselves a superstar. I don't think either guy has superstar appeal yet. I think whoever wins this fight is going to become a superstar. So it is devoid of a superstar, and Tank in his own right has been like a little mini, like fringe star. Like he was on the cusp even before the fight with Ryan, and I think the fight with Ryan just elevated him. So I don't think it has the star power that Tank versus Ryan had, but it like you guys are pointing to, but Tank versus Ryan didn't have the the skill. It didn't have the champions, the actual champions. And remember, this fight is for undisputed. So there's a lot of appeal to this. There's a lot of reasons to cover this fight. There's a lot of reasons to want to see this fight, and I think that that's going to show on the pay-per-view buys. All right. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, you can listen to our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.